Hi, I'm Cody Womble, representing a new political party called the Youth. The young adults of our society is what drives our country to success. With fresh ideas and more technology, listening to the youth's thoughts and perspectives would benefit the country tremendously. I think having conversations are far more effective than simply talking, so I invite you to think and converse amongst each other about my idea to better the country with the following. I'd like to start off by talking about the law enforcement rather than the criminals. I would like to propose that we make training for police officers more difficult. We see way too frequently officers pulling guns out on civilians for no reason. And it always has been that there are good cops and bad cops. It almost seems like anyone could be a police officer these days. By making training more difficult, we could eliminate bad cops and give them proper tools on how to go about situations. Now that I've talked about this end of the spectrum, I would like to change focus to another big issue in criminal law. Our jails are becoming overpopulated. Recently in Arkansas, they are releasing 4,000 prisoners due to the fact they have no room for them. These are of course low-level crimes, but nevertheless, they shouldn't run into this problem, and I'd like to do something about it. Another topic I would like to talk about is legalizing marijuana. This would be beneficial to the country in many ways. There have been many studies that show medical marijuana has helped people in distress. By legalizing it, it would also cut back on crime rate. 47.5% of prisoners in 2016 were imprisoned for the possession of drugs such as marijuana. Legalizing it and regulating it, however, would create jobs, tax revenue, and promote consumer safety. We see a lot of cases where people are injured or overdosing due to the fact of drugs being laced. Regulating it would prevent this, and that's where consumer safety comes into play. The next thing I will talk about is the environment. We have all seen the movement #SaveTheTurtles. This is an attempt to bring awareness to the effects we have on the wildlife and nature as humans. I promised I would start by creating relationships with other countries to find a way to make all manufacturers come up with ways to release non-toxic chemicals into our atmosphere. Lastly, I would like to talk about sex trafficking. Right now, everywhere we look, sex trafficking is happening. This is absolutely ridiculous. Since 2007, more than 49,000 cases of human trafficking in the U.S. have been reported to the National Human Trafficking Hotline, which receives an average of 150 calls per day. It is estimated that between 18,000 and 20,000 victims are trafficked into the U.S. every year. Something has got to be done to put this to a stop. I want to push for that. We need to change, and we need it now. I'm Cody Womble, representing the Youth Party, and I approve this message.